Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lily Lulu. My name's Karen and I have to apologise for the long break in between my last video and this one. I've just had lots and lots of family stuff going on and I haven't been able to record a video, but I did warn you that that might happen, I think, in my last video. So welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. It's lovely to have you. I know that over the between the last two videos, I had quite a lot of new subscribers again, so welcome and thank you very much for joining us. And today I am still working on the Fox journal. I haven't got much further than when you last saw it, but I think I'm going to be carrying on with that off camera for the time being. And today I'm going to make a start on my Christmas in July projects, which I kept threatening to do, but haven't got round to yet. And I just felt like having a go at something Christmassy. Now, I also mentioned, don't know if it was in the last video or may have been the previous one, I wanted to try and do something with file folders, and I found a video by the Book Vandal shop where she made a folio from file folders, and I thought it would be brilliant as a December daily. So I've quickly made myself a little template because I know I'm going to make a few of these, so I've got this to quickly refer to. So this had envelopes here. This was the little journal part, and then the back of the journal, that was a pocket, and it does up like this, and this flaps over and does up there. So I'm going to make a start on this today. So I've been up in the loft and got some file folders out. I also pulled out a few of the Christmas bits and pieces that I had. I've got this bag of goodies here from Simon Says Stamp, which I bought, I think it was 2 years ago, it might have been 3, and I've literally never taken them out of the packet because of just things that happened after I got that, and I never did anything with it. And I put it away and forgot about it, so I've got some goodies in there. I think these are from French Lemon Studio on Etsy, if I remember rightly. I've got a couple of kits here that from the Digital Collage Club. There's a vintage one and a retro one, and I've got lots of other stuff tucked away in different places, and I'm going to try and pull all of that out before my next video so that I can decide you know, what sort of look I want for this particular one that I'm making first. So, but that's just to show you what I've pulled out so far. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my file folders down to the right height. Now, the video I watched, the lady who owns the Book Vandal shop is in America, and obviously they have nice fancy file folders with different tabs and shapes and what have you. I've just got these really cheap basic ones, so I'm not going to worry about, she had lovely cutout shape that on her bit that folded over, it looked beautiful. I'm not going to worry about trying to replicate that, at least on this first one. I mean, I could do something with my envelope punch board, but I need to get my head around making one first before I start trying to fiddle about and add on extra bits. So and so the first thing I'm going to do is cut these down to the right height, and the height I want them to be is 8 7/8 of an inch, which was the same, and that means then that when we take our journal pages, they should just fit in here nicely, hopefully. That's the theory anyway. So first thing I'm going to do is you need 2 file folders for each folio. So I'm just going to pause the camera while I cut these down to 8 7/8 inches. Otherwise, I'll be shaking the camera and making you all feel sick. So just bear with me for a moment. and I'm back again. So I've just taken both those file folders. I took a little bit off the top and the bottom of each one because the corners were a bit damaged where they've been in storage for so long. As I say, I've cut those to 8 7/8 high. So we're going to work on the back piece first, which will be the actual cover of the whole thing. And I've got my scoreboard out. And the first thing I'm going to do is make my score lines where we need to fold all of these bits and pieces. So I'm just, sorry, I keep going off camera. Not sure if this scoreboard will actually fit in, but so I've got my file folder. I'm just going to open it up. So this is the middle fold where the file folder folds. So I'm going to pop that there, and on this particular one, this fold is at 9.5 inches. These, as I say, these file folders are very basic. They're quite flimsy. I got them from a local office stationery store was closing down a couple of years ago, and I got a great big box of them, very reasonably priced. So I can't tell you the make or where I got them or anything, but I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon. So the first thing I'm going to do is from my fold here, so this is again the center fold of the file folder, I'm going to move 3/4 of an inch to the left and score that. So that will become my spine. So so now I've got a 3/4 inch spine there. And then the next score line is going to be, I'm just referring back to my little template that I've made. I need to go 6 inches to the left from this score line. So that's at 8 3/4. So going over 6 will be 2 3/4. So I'm just going to make another score line there. And then another 3/4 of an inch to the left again. So that's going to take me to 2 inches. I'm going to score again. And that gives us that other little spiny foldy piece where it folds over, the flappy bit on the front. So now we've got this going on. So that's our front cover and that's our spine. So now on this side, I don't know what that is on there, working again, this is our center fold line here. So all I've done, this was the first, I did the first side like this. I'm now going to turn this over so that I can work from that center fold line again. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So this time we're just going to go 6 inches over. So my fold here is at the 9 inch mark. So I'm going to score at 3 inches. I hope I'm not confusing you too much with this. And then from here, I'm going to go 7/8 of an inch to the left. So it's almost an inch, not quite. So if I fold these two now, fold it as it's going to be, hopefully you can see what I've done and that will make more sense. So I'm turning this back to the original way. So this is my original center score line. This was the spine that we made, and that was the cover that folds like that. and then we have just done this bit, so we've scored 6 inches over, and we've made another spine to enclose the whole thing there. So this will fold like this, and this will be the little flap that closes on the top. So I hope that makes sense. So this spine is the 7/8 of an inch spine, so that it's a little bit bigger than this spine, the 3/4 of an inch spine, so that this will happily sit inside this fold. So I hope that makes sense. So the next part we need to do is the insert that is going, this is going to hold our journal inside the folio. So this is the part we're going to make now. So take my file, the second file folder, which again I've cut down the height to 8 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to open this up, finding the centre fold, the natural centre fold is here on the 9-inch mark on my folder. So I'm going to make a spine again 3/4 of an inch big. So I'm just scoring at 3/4 of an inch from that original fold line that was already there. Fold that over there. So that's going to be the cover of our journal inside the folio, but obviously it's far too wide. So now I'm going to cut the back piece at 4.5 inches wide, and I'm going to cut the front piece at 5 7/8 of an inch wide. And the reason why the front is bigger than the back, like you'll see on this one, is so that when this is popped inside here, this can be a pocket, and there's gonna be plenty of room here to get things in and out. So I'm just going to pause again now and cut my insert down to the right width at the front and the back. So just bear with me another second. I'm back again. Right, now I have all my pieces to put together now. So as I say, this piece is going to be attached to the back of the main cover, and this is going to be a pocket. There's going to be journal pages in here, and then this is going to be the actual front cover. Now all of these spines need reinforcing because, as I say, this is very flimsy file folder, and this is, you know, even if it's a December daily and it's only going to be used in December, it's still going to get quite a lot of wear and tear. So I was umming and ahhing what to use because I haven't decided exactly on what papers I'm going to be using inside here. And then I remembered I had this book that's Favourite Hymns and Carols, so I thought I would cut out some of the pages with carols and use that music paper to reinforce all of the spines. So we're going to you've seen me do this before, I think, taking pages out of a book, but we'll have another go. As I've got the camera on, you might as well join me. I'm just trying to find the middle of this signature in this book. Sorry, I'm struggling to see. I think. Oh, it's very hard to tell. So how is everybody? I hope you're all keeping well. Is anybody else working on any Christmas themed projects at the moment, or am I the only mad one? So I've had lots of family events going on over the last few weeks in my house. My eldest daughter her car hasn't been working properly for quite a long time. So we've been helping her out with lifts to nursery, and that means my husband's been taking my youngest daughter's car to work, which means I've been running my youngest daughter about as well. So I've been doing a lot of toing and froing, and we've had a couple of sleepovers. My granddaughter stayed here for a couple of days to make it a bit easier as well. And then at the weekend, I had a silly o'clock airport pickup for my middle daughter, who'd been on holiday. So, oh look, found the centre of the signature after all that. And then she was home for a day, and then was going up to, she's starting a new job. She's going to be working in a hotel. She's a singer, and she was going up for 2 weeks of rehearsals before they actually start. Lots of these pages have been drawn on, so I can use parts of them, but not the full pages. Yeah, so she was going off up to her accommodation where she's going to be staying for a couple of weeks, and then from there she will be going to the actual hotel that she'll be working in. So she'll only be back when she's got a couple of days off. So we had a little family meal before she left. And then because her dog has now gone home to their house where they actually live, I've been trying to repair the damage that she caused to our garden. She's a proper digger, and our garden has suffered while she's been staying with us. So, and what else has been happening? It feels like there's a lot been going on, but that doesn't sound like very much when I say it that way. But anyhow, that's what's been happening in my house. So I'm just going to, I think I'll just cut this page up and stick it on each of the spines. Just wondering the best way to do it. So if I cut that into 2-inch strips, that should be wide enough to protect each spine. So I'll just pause you again while I do that. Okay, I've cut these into 2-inch strips in the end. Excuse me, just needed a sip of water. It's very warm here today. I'm just looking for my little bit of gluey paper, gluey mat. Right, so now I'm just thinking actually this one is going to have that join to it, so that probably, just wondering if that actually needs strengthening. I might as well do it just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to use this piece. I've cut all these to 2 inches wide, and I've cut them down to 8 7/8 inches. This was one of the pieces that had scribble on the bottom, so I thought I'd use that here because you're not even going to see that really. Well, you'll see it a little bit, but that's going to be probably the most disguised part. So I'm going to stick all of those strips onto my spines. Just wondering, I'm not sure, I think I will just use my Camellia. I know that's going to stiffen it up a bit, but I'm wondering if, it's very runny because it's so hot here. If I used, what am I talking about? If I used glue stick, I'm not sure if it would be strong enough. and I'm not sure if I'm going to be stitching around these at all, because I haven't actually made one yet. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing until I do it. Once I've made one, I'll have more ideas. I'm just lifting some of that excess glue there. As I say, I'll have more ideas of what I want to do for the rest. Now, obviously, once these strips are in and dry, I will need to rescore where the folds are. Sorry about that. The smoke alarm just started beeping. So I've just taken it down to have a look at replacing the battery, and it says the battery is not replaceable in it, so that's great. So I don't know what's happening now. I don't know. It went off in the middle of the night a couple of weeks ago. Proper went off and we couldn't make it stop. I don't know why it went off, but I assumed it was because the battery needed changing. But then it normally continues to beep, doesn't it? With most smoke alarms, when the battery needs changing, it keeps beeping intermittently, and it stopped, and it's not made any more noise since. So I thought it was just, you know, a one-off, one of those things. But it's just beeped there again. So I've climbed up and had a look to see what sort of battery it needs, and it says the battery is not replaceable, and it's supposed to be okay until some weird date like 2032 or something. So I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know why it would have just randomly gone off. I don't know if it's because it's so hot at the moment, but I can't believe it's that hot that it's going to set a smoke alarm off. So I apologise for that noise, and don't know what I'm going to do about it. But there we are. These things are sent to dry us. Right, so I'm just gluing these little strips onto to each spine, just to strengthen them up a little bit. And I'm not even worrying particularly if they're centered on the spines, because I'm assuming that once I've decorated these, you won't see very much of this anyway. But as I say, I can't really envisage it until I've done it. You know, I've said before, it's like with my digital papers, I have to print them out and look at them to choose what I need to use. I can't just look at them on screen, and I haven't got that skill. So as I say, I'm going to leave these to dry now, and once the glue is dry, I will score this side as well and refold these, and I will come back next time and we'll work on the next part, and hopefully by then I will have decided what papers I'm using, and I'll have them all printed out ready to go, and we can crack on putting this together and making it look pretty. So I hope that was interesting today. I hope it wasn't too confusing, and I hope from the little template that I used you can get the general idea of what I'm going to be doing. But I will link the video that I watched in the description below. So hop on over and have a look at that one, and you can see her beautiful work and see what I am attempting to recreate. So thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm sorry for the long delay between videos. I'm not sure when the next one will be coming up. I don't know if I will have time to do another video today, so I've got something ready to go in a couple of days, but I will be back as soon as I possibly can with the next part. So take care in the meantime, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.